Hello every pony, Artilisiana here today, or Anna here today with a new react with Applejack. And also you can see my OC down here, Artilisiana. I hope this is working. It's the 3D maker pony. As you can see here, she follows my mouse with the eyes. And now I can get her to walk and run and fly and stuff like that. But I will put a link to the 3D pony creator in the description down below from now on, so you guys can have a 3D pony when you react if you want that. But she's just going to stand here and actually do nothing when I react, so I don't know how interesting it is, but now you can see my OC or something that almost looks like her. But nevertheless, I'm going to react today to Snazzy and Omni that discusses No Second Prances episode. The reason why I wanted to react to this was because I haven't seen this episode before, or I have seen the No Second Chance Prances episode before, of course, but I haven't seen this, as you can see here, so I'll just press this. Because if I haven't liked the episode, I haven't seen, Snazzy and Omni talking about it. I have seen the Omni viewer before, so this is not going to be something unique. I will of course leave a link to the Omni viewer too in the description down below. The dragon thingy here is Snazzy, as you can see on the screen. I'll put it. My mouse is probably easier to see than my hands. So I just wanted to react to this. Maybe I'll also do the one for 4 and some minutes down here, so I can have like 2 that I'm reacting to, but I will just start with this and see how it goes today. So 3, 2, 1, here we go.
And now you know why we didn't review Gauntlet of Fire. We would have, it was a really good episode, but somebody kept getting distracted.
Oh, bite me. I don't make fun of your cartoon crushes. Or do you deny watching Beware the Batman strictly because Katana was in it?
Ooh.
Let's not dwell on the past, Snazzy. Right now we have to discuss No Second Prances, an episode with a completely different blue character in it.
Oh, right. Trixie. You know, I never did like her.
Don't say that! We're barely making the cut for Equestria Daily as it is without you offending Sophisto's taste in characters. Besides, Trixie wasn't that bad in this episode. She was even kind of, dare I say it, likable.
Well, yeah, I'll give you that. Of all the episodes to feature Trixie in them so far, this one did make her the most likable. I'm just saying I never got why she was liked to begin with. I mean, she was designed to be despicable.
That's a topic for a completely different video, Snazzy. But you said Trixie worked here, though.
Yes, I did. All that complexity that the fans said must be there finally came to the surface. Which, now that I think of it, probably wouldn't have happened if the fans didn't like her in the first place. Huh. I guess this is a sign that on some level the staff really is still listening to us.
Yeah, but if I'm being honest, all the mistrust surrounding Trixie probably should be applying to Starlight too, don't you think? I mean, it feels a little backwards somehow.
Actually, I think this episode shows a contrast that paints Starlight's redemption arc in a kind of disturbing light.
Disturbing? How so?
Well, think about it. Trixie still clearly hasn't been forgiven, no matter what everyone else might say. She's being held at arm's length and viewed mostly with mistrust. Yet Starlight somehow is allowed to live in Twilight's castle and be her student learning friendship lessons.
Yeah, like I said, most people would call that an inconsistency.
What you call inconsistent, I call deliberate contrast. As I see it, Twilight isn't really going as easy on Starlight as she first appears to be. In fact, she's being very controlling. That was even evident in the premiere when we saw how thoroughly she had planned out Starlight's reformation down to the minutest of details. Twilight only appears to be giving Starlight better treatment because she has a great amount of control over her. Trixie, on the other hand, Twilight can't control, and therefore she's seen as a potentially negative influence.
I see that.
Oh. Yeah, I think I get what you're saying. The episode is showing that the main six really don't trust Starlight to make her own decisions at all, at least not yet. Even in that scene where the others are trying to help her make friends, they're all directing her towards other ponies that they know they have some level of control over. They may not even realize they're doing it. And the friendship lessons we've seen Starlight go through so far, few though they may be, seem designed just as much to punish her as they do to teach her lessons.
Kind of a dark subtext, isn't it? So many analysts saying that Starlight got off way too easy, when really she's little more than a prisoner with the illusion of freedom. Combine that with how Trixie tries to commit suicide at the end when she realizes how badly she screwed up, and...
Hold on. Suicide? That's pushing it a bit, don't you think?
No.
She launched herself from a cannon into the mouth of a manticore. Yes, it was supposed to be a trick, but she specifically said she couldn't pull it off on her own and needed Starlight's help. Yet she went and did it anyway after losing her. She didn't even try hiding her depression and self-loathing, and she had a huge crowd watching her. It was practically like the end of The Prestige.
Whoa, spoilers!
Whatever.
Wow.
They did everything short of putting her on the roof of a skyscraper. My point is that the subtext of the episode was black as night, even if it still worked out in the end. So, yeah, I guess I really liked this episode. It was a good portrayal of a character I was iffy about, added loads of development for Starlight, and even managed to include an appropriate level of subtle darkness that enhanced the experience. I can't think of many bad things to say about the episode at all, really.
What about the gratuitous cameos from Derpy and DJ Pone 3? I'm sure people are going to be complaining about that from now to eternity.
Why? They fit naturally into the story. Even if other people found them distracting, it was only a few seconds out of an otherwise good 22-minute episode. Why nitpick if you don't have to?
Because we're brony reviewers and that's what people expect of us?
Yeah.
And you were chastising me about making enemies before.
Well then. This is interesting. I think I'm going to see the next one also. I don't know if I've seen that before. I like the fact that he actually brings up things that I was thinking about the second Prances episode, because I was actually really thinking that Trixie is committing suicide in the end. And don't worry about the spoilers, I've seen the movie. Also, I was thinking a little bit about Black Swan. Now, I don't know if you have seen the movie, but again, spoilers alert. I really do feel like the Black Swan and this episode have things in common with each other, if that makes any sense. It also, it's about a main character that goes through a lot of things and being, outhold from what she actually loves doing. And when she becomes so good at it, she excels, to a point where it's like nothing is like good enough, or how to say that. She becomes the Black Swan and she commits suicide. So I really do feel like this is one of the more darker episodes that we actually have, because I was actually thinking that she was going to go through with it, letting the manticore eat her and stuff like that. But I feel like the pony show is not going to go there yet, so I don't feel like, maybe it's just me, I was actually on Snazzy's side this time. Normally I'm on Omni's side, so, and as he said, Snazzy, why, nitpick with the really small stuff, but we are, brony reviewers, or how to say that. I think I'm going to see the On Your Marks also. I hope that you like this form of reaction. Please tell me if you like that my OC is down there and everything that I changed. So, but let's just see the next one. And then we're going to be done for today. Oh, I like this, so I have seen this before, but never mind, we're just going to see it again.
Another
Hello.
season, another Cutie Mark Crusaders episode.
Yep.
Only this one has the distinction of being the first episode to focus on them after they hit pony puberty.
I still can't believe I missed that! I was the only reviewer picking up on the theme of change in Season 5, and when all of the changes happened, I was somewhere else. So I couldn't gloat about being the only one who saw it coming.
Oh, we'll be discussing Crusaders of the Lost Mark soon enough, Snazzy. But for right now, is there anything that stood out to you about On Your Marks?
Are you kidding? This episode couldn't have come at a better time. The fandom needs to watch this episode and appreciate the subtext of what it means for everyone. The episode addresses the one big question no one wants to ask, but everyone seems to have an answer for. What happens to the fandom when the show inevitably ends?
Yeah, people have been asking that question since Season 3 premiered. Seems like the prevailing theory is that the fandom will just shrivel up and die once the show is canceled, especially the review side of things.
Oh, sure, makes perfect sense. We all know that once a story is finished, no one ever acknowledges it again for the rest of eternity. That's why there have been no new versions of Sherlock Holmes in over a century, and why the Star Wars fandom was completely silent between 1984 and 1998, and Star Trek sure had no impact after getting screwed by the network and canceled 3 seasons in. Oh wait, cultures the world over are still obsessed with all 3 of those things, and even today people continue to analyze them and be inspired by them.
That's true.
The argument isn't valid.
Is it, though? I mean, yes, the Sherlock Holmes, Star Wars, and Star Trek fandoms have endured through the ages, but those were more than just series. Those were phenomena that not only reshaped popular culture, but culture itself.
And My Little Pony hasn't? Look around you! Ponies dominate the internet! Artists, animators, and writers are still drawing inspiration from it, whether they've been there from the beginning or are just starting out now. Society's attitudes towards female-centric media has changed dramatically in the past couple of years, and MLP deserves just as much credit for that as the Hunger Games. The fandom surrounding this show has proven its staying power by now. No matter how many people make a fuss about leaving it, not one departure has ultimately meant anything in the long run for the rest of us. One analyst's tantrum or one artist's growing disinterest doesn't result in the Brony fandom dissolving into the ether. This has proven to be more than just a fad. It is, as you put it, a phenomenon.
But that still doesn't speak to the point you were trying to make earlier. What does the fandom do once the show is over, and how the heck does this episode relate to that?
I needed to explain all that other stuff to make my point. Look, the episode comes after the conclusion of the show's longest-running story arc, that of the CMCs getting their cutie marks. The journey is over, the goal has been reached, now what? The episode answers that question directly for the characters, and the subtext applies to the audience. First of all, the end of the show doesn't mean the end of its influence. Thanks to the internet, reruns, and home media collections, new people will discover the series in its myriad forms and be inspired by it long after its official conclusion. As for those of us who were there when the show was in its prime, sure, we'll probably move on to other stuff. And some of us might have a harder time than others in that regard. But we won't just grind to a screeching halt once the final episode's credits roll. The creators among us will continue to create and inspire. The connections and friendships made, if they're genuine, will remain forever. And no matter how we might all change over the years, nothing will change the fact that we were all brought together by a cartoon about magical ponies. That's what On Your Marks means to me. Everyone else can argue the quality of the writing and music, and the doomsayers can spout their nihilistic drivel from now till the cows come home. But I think the message of this episode is something the fandom needs to hear. The end is not the end, and no matter what comes next, we will endure.
You got all that from an episode about horses admiring their own backsides?
Yeah.
Oh, don't give me that, Mr. Gorgo is secretly about feminism. Overthinking stuff is what we do on this channel.
Well then.
Touche, Snazzy. Touche.
I'm going to stop it. Now, this one was also very good. On Your Marks episode is also one of my favorite episodes, and I really do feel like I'm on Snazzy's side again. This is weird. Normally I am on Omni's side, so I know his real name is Ryan, but nevertheless, I really do like these videos from the Omni viewer, and again, I'm going to link to his channel down below. Now, him talking about what we're supposed to do after the show, ends, because it's going to happen even though if we like it or not. We're going to make fan content. We're going to make artwork. We're going to react to the episodes. We're going to make top 5s, as you can see out here. We are going to make music. We're going to do whatever we want to get the fandom to stay and get them running, it up running, or how to say that. I really enjoy being a part of this fandom, and I can't express enough how thankful I actually am for finally being into the Rift and being a part of, the whole brony society, even though that I'm a Pega sister or what you call it. I will always be like the one of the first, because I was there when the show aired the first episodes and stuff like that, and I'm even so old, so I'm from the 80s, so I played with My Little Pony before it became actually what it is now, the new generation of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. And you can always, rewatch the old episodes. You can, as I said, react, or you can do all of the other stuff that I'm telling you guys to do. There will always be something out there to look upon. Also, fan-made stories and fan-made OCs like mine, and background stories and all sorts of nice stuff. I really do feel like this fandom has taken all of it and just, gone far and beyond what actually other fandoms have done. Now, I'm also into Star Wars and a little bit of Star Trek. Not that much. I actually just started after I saw John Delancey in the My Little Pony show. So, but I'm seeing what he means by this. But still, I feel like My Little Pony, fandom is always going to be in some shape, way, or form here on example-wise YouTube or everywhere else on the internet. You can just go and Google whatever you want, and there will be something pony of it, I'm betting you. So if you feel like having fun one day, just write stuff and put a pony after it on Google, and you will find it on the internet. I really do like these videos. As I said, this is not a react to other reactors, but I really do feel like Omni or Ryan is doing a good job with the hand puppet Snazzy. I really do like this. It almost reminds me a little bit of Sesame Street when I was younger, but also a little bit like more serious, puppeteering, or how to call that. So it's like when I'm sitting here with Applejack, but there's more technical stuff going into being a puppet master. Maybe Ryan one day will show us how to steer Snazzy, or how to say that. And but that was actually all that I have to say today. I really enjoy watching these videos. I'll just react to whatever I feel like from now on, because it's actually making me happy. So I feel like what's making me happy would also make you more, happy to see me happy, or how to say that. So again, put in the suggestion who you think I should react to next. Remember that I don't do blood, gore, and stuff like that, but else you can link me whatever you want. Yeah, I don't know what more to say besides that. Do remember that inspiration is right around the corner, and remember to take care of your loved ones. And I'm going to make a normal video today also, where I talk about stuff in My Little Pony. So if you like that kind of stuff, please come and see that too. And that was actually all for today. Yeah, okay, bye.